Growing up in Oakland, unlike Giannis, Dame always played basketball. Coming out of high school, Dame wasn't highly recruited. He was a two-star player, and going into college, he only had one strong year, his senior year. He was considered small, listed at 6 feet, 165 pounds. Despite the growth in his game, though, scouts still questioned him physically. He went to Weber State in Utah, which was the Big Sky Conference, one of the weaker conferences in the NCAA. This move only added to the doubts about Dame. After steady improvements from his freshman and sophomore year, going from 11.5 to 19.9 points per game, he was injured in his junior year, just when a path to the NBA began showing itself. He rehabbed and was determined to put up numbers in his redshirt junior year. Lillard transformed his body after his injury and was putting up 24.5 points per game, add 4 assists and 5 rebounds per game on a 46.7% field goal shooting and 40.9 from 3. He was ready for the NBA. But things are never that easy.
Damian, there's some concern amongst GMs about the level of competition that you played against. Now, at the same time, you're not really doing any competitive workouts against some of the other top point guards. So how do you quell those, that in their mind?
The questions about his competition in college lingered, despite the numbers he put up, and looking physically ready for the NBA. At the time, a scoring point guard wasn't ideal, and scouts also wondered whether he'd be able to transition into more of a passing guard. Despite all those doubts,
with the 6th pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Damian Lillard of Weber State University.
Damian Lillard came out and averaged 19 points, 6.5 assists, and 3.1 rebounds on 42.9 from the field and 36.8 from 3, and won the Rookie of the Year. Through his first 5 years, Dame made the All-Star game twice despite putting up numbers every year, and spoke out on being snubbed.
What are you going to chalk it up to, Dame? A couple years in a row. I got to imagine you figure you've done enough on the court.
That's it. I think it's nothing that I could have done. I think the numbers speak for themselves. I feel like I played at an all-star level, and obviously, maybe the coaches didn't.
In 2015-16, he finished 8th in MVP voting and made the All-NBA second team, but failed to make the All-Star game somehow. This was becoming a familiar place for Dame.
I ain't make the All-Stars, but I'm flu game sick. Last time they count me out, what I do game 6.
Putting up numbers year in and year out and getting overlooked. With all that said, Dame had established himself as one of the best players in the NBA, and yet his stats fell on deaf ears without a championship. And in the end, that's what people look at. Was he a winner or not? Even though he made the playoffs year after year, hit game winner after game winner, he still was yet to reach the NBA Finals. Fast forward, and now the guy who preached loyalty to one team was forced to pursue a ring to solidify his name in the conversations amongst the greats. Like Giannis, Dame lost his best friend when CJ McCollum was traded in 2022, marking the beginning of the end of Dame's time in Portland.